Welcome to West Texas Droning, episode number 14. That's right, we're doing episode number 14 instead of 13, because 13 is an unlucky number, so I'm not going to do it. So welcome to episode 14. This time we're going to recant the test we did last time where we experienced signal loss and we blamed, just maybe out of ignorance, the crash site from the UFO. I've gone back, done some research. It may have been the UFO. I wasn't sure. I did some research on some other issues I could have had with my drone. And so we're going to fly it again and see what happens this time. Now, this poor alien, I don't know his personal issues. He could have family issues, job issues, self-esteem issues, but we all kind of head to the bar and once in a while have one or two, but you have to be careful and watch where you're going. It's best not to fly at all, but you go along and an earth gets in your way and then bang, you've had an accident. It's a tough thing. It can hurt you for a long time, and you really need to come to terms and grips with what's going on in your life. What are your issues? What's driving you to abuse substances? And so all we can say to you on the subject is
stop it. Get some help.
That's right. Get some help. We're going to let it go this time, but we want you to know that we did research the damage that your UFO caused on our property, and we're not going to hold you responsible this time, but please get some help in the future. So what did we do? Well, let's talk about what this video is going to talk about. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back out here at Fur Hopper Ranch at the UFO crash site. And what we're going to do today is see if we can duplicate the signal loss errors that we experienced on our last flight out here. We need to determine if there actually is some kind of geomagnetic gravitational force that interfered with our signal, or if, according to my research, it could have been due to an errant micro SD card either in the drone or in the controller. So what we've done, procured two new micro SD cards in accordance with the DJI recommendations. We put a new one in the controller, formatted it in the controller for the controller. We put one in the drone, formatted in the drone for the drone. And now we're going to test fly it and see if we have any kind of issues that arise. Stay tuned. We're going to do a test flight. We'll come back and talk about our conclusions. And here we go. We're going to do the split screen again with the screen recording in the lower right hand corner to show you the difference between this time and the previous flight where we had all the warnings and about the loss of signal. So watch it this time. We're going to fly pretty much the same area, and we're going to see if this is going to happen again. One of the things you might notice between this video and the previous video is there's a little bit of haziness in the sky, which is amazing considering the day before this we had a monumental wind and dust storm out here in West Texas. I mean, the winds were going from 35 to 52 miles an hour, and gusts sometimes we even got 60, I heard. And the sand was just unbelievable. It was a haboob, I guess you'd call it, a dust storm, sandstorm. At times the visibility was below a mile. It was a miserable day, and there's no way I could have flown a drone in that. So the day this was recorded was the day after. It's a little hazy, but at least it's not windy. And the day following the day of this video, it got windy again, although not as bad. So this is my one shot to get out and get this done, because the month of March is upon us here in West Texas, and that is a really, really, really windy month. So we're going to fly over the impact site, go up to the crash site. We're going to circle them a few times. We're going to see if we have any interference at all with the signal between the controller and the drone. And hopefully the measures we took alleviate those problems, and we'll make a note of them for future use. We'll talk about if everything works out all right. I was getting near the top of this little rim rock here. I have to get up in altitude a little bit so I don't brush into the trees. And I'm not the greatest aviator in the world in drones, so sometimes I have to stop and make adjustments and then go on. So don't look for guaranteed smoothness, artistic beauty in this, but it is a test flight again. So far so good on the signal integrity. We got 1,100 feet away and everything stayed all 4 bars good. No warnings of any kind, no interruptions in control responsiveness. So video keeps coming, so they're looking all right so far. You can see all that haze left in the air from the previous day's dust storm. Winds were pretty light this day. Every once in a while we'd get a little breeze come through, maybe between 5 and 10 miles an hour. But nothing as bad as the day before. That was just horrible. Now we're going to do a climb up to max altitude and fly around a bit and then try a return to home. So far, signal's been fine. There we are at max altitude. Flying out over the rim rocks to the top of the mesa here. And from about 830 feet away, we're going to do a return to home. So we get the button pushed here. So now we show to be directly above the landing pad, starting our descent. So I'm going to run the gimbal down so we can see where the pad is and see how the return is going. So I waited kind of until the last second to correct this to try to get it back on the pad. And when I did, I overcorrected and went from the left side to the right side. But here we go. Well, folks, we're back from our test flight. As you've seen in the video preceding this commentary, the DJI Mini 3 did fine. It didn't have any issues. It did a good return to home, as good as expected for a DJI Mini 3, but it was within a couple feet. And all I can say is it We flew the entire route. We had no anomalies. We went up to max altitude, did a return to home. Everything worked fine. No error messages, nothing to indicate there was any kind of a signal loss issue. So my conclusion is, if you have connection issues with your DJI Mini 3, get you a new SD card for the drone according to DJI recommendations. Get a new SD card for the controller according to DJI recommendations. Format the SD card for the controller in the controller for the controller. Format the SD card for the drone in the drone for the drone, and see if that eliminates your issue. As we said today, the evil UFO crash site did not interfere with him today, so we're pleased, because weren't sure whether it was a local area issue or if I had a problem with the drone. And evidently, the SD card care and maintenance and selection is paramount in making sure this thing stays connected to the controller. So that's my conclusion for the day. I hope you enjoyed the trip and the flight. We'll see you next time.
Well, as you see, I can't blame the UFO aliens this time. They still made a mess on the ground, but nothing lasting. So any other anomalies that we see out there are just due to the regular geomagnetic and weather anomalies that allow Bigfoot and other critters, especially fur hopper. That's when we've got a scare. I'm be afraid of. My apologies to the UFO guys. Sorry about your issues. I hope your insurance covered your UFO. And we'd like to thank everybody for stopping by West Texas Droning, episode 14. Don't look for 13. I don't do 13 or the number 666. Sorry. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and we hope we will see you next time.